Fox News and an additional filing in the classified document case against former President Trump.
As the special counsel continues to prosecute both Trump and top staffers for allegedly holding on to classified materials at Mar-a-Lago, a look at some of the additional charges, adding charges of obstruction and willful retention of national defense information. The government now alleging that Trump directed staff to find ways to delete security footage from within Mar-a-Lago's property. The property manager of Mar-a-Lago now also being charged in relation to this incident. He'll be in court on Monday for an arraignment.
Fox's Mark Meredith. Some Republicans are upset. Congresswoman Nancy Mace tells Fox Business.
Hillary Clinton was under subpoena. Those emails were under subpoena when she destroyed them. I mean, it is a complete double standard here.
The former president is also the 2024 Republican frontrunner trying to win the job back, calls it election interference at the highest level. The Senate has approved a defense bill that not the version the House passed, though, that includes amendments Democrats do not support. One would restrict the Pentagon policy allowing military members to travel to states that allow abortions, a policy Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville opposes so much he's been holding up hundreds of military promotions and nominations.
Now, I think in August, pressure is going to mount on Tuberville, and I think the Republicans are feeling that heat.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, it's going to feel like an oven outside for millions of Americans again today.
A heat wave in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic will continue into the weekend, and there's no relief yet for the string of record-breaking temps in the Southwest and Midwest. There are excessive heat warnings for places including Washington, D.C. and New York City, where the heat index could be well over 100.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, a founding member of the Eagles, has died. Randy Meisner co-wrote and sang that hit and played bass for the Eagles. Meisner left the band in 1977. He died at the age of 77. America's listening to Fox News.
That's Mike saying good morning. It's the best he can do right now. Yeah, not a cloud in the sky. What Mike could use is a fresh start. And Irish Spring Body Wash. The fresh scent of Irish Spring and those sensational Irish Spring suds are just the reset Mike needs. Now he's ready
to go to work.
It's Sunday. Irish Spring. When the spring hits you, you're ready. Pick up Irish Spring today.
The best way to stop Joe Biden's agenda is to opt out of his inflation game by diversifying your savings into gold. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why I recommend a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. So text SHELTER to 989898 right now.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Afternoon charges were filed against former President Trump. He wrote on social media, what about the Biden documents case? The president is also under investigation for having classified materials from years past, as he remains silent on the legal drama involving his son.
For a second consecutive day, White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre tried to steer clear of weighing in on the aborted plea deal for Hunter Biden, though did answer questions about whether the president would offer a pardon to his son.
No. I just said no. I just answered.
And if the administration ever sought or received favorable treatment from the Justice Department in cases involving the president or members of his family.
Absolutely not. The Department of Justice is independent. The president respects the rule of law.
President Biden has not responded to reporters' questions about his son's case. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Justice Department has opened an investigation into the practices of the Memphis Police Department months after Tyree Nichols' traffic stop death. 5 now ex-officers are charged with murder. We're learning more about the man in North Dakota who killed a police officer earlier this month.
The FBI and the Fargo Police Department confirming Thursday the feds received an anonymous tip about Mohammed Barakat in 2021, in which a tipster expressed concern over his mental state and his access to, quote, a significant number of firearms. Officials met with Barakat observing several firearms in his apartment, but none that were illegal. He denied any ill intentions. Barakat killed Fargo officer Jake Wallin and wounded 2 more cops in an ambush after they responded to a routine traffic crash on July 14th. Another officer shot and killed Barakat, stopping what authorities believe was meant to be a larger-scale attack as police found his car loaded with guns, as well as more than 1,800 rounds of ammunition. Matt Napolitano, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising the morning after a sell-off. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Illinois continues to be hit by hot and humid weather. National Weather Service has highs throughout much of the state, reaching the upper 90s today. Heat index values in the triple digits. Heat advisory remains in effect until Saturday night. People should drink plenty of fluids, stay in air-conditioned rooms, stay out of the sun, and check on relatives. Governor pushing an effort to combat homelessness in Illinois, codifying the Illinois Interagency Task Force on Homelessness and the Community Advisory Council on Homelessness. Measure aims to move Illinois to functional zero homelessness by bolstering the safety net, targeting high-risk populations, and expanding affordable housing. Well, State Senator Patricia Van Pelt will retire next week. The Chicago Democrat served in the Senate for over a decade. She said it has been an honor of a lifetime to serve the people of the 5th Senate District. Van Pelt made an unsuccessful bid for Chicago mayor back in 2011. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Good morning. And we made it to Friday. This is the last Friday of July.
Yes.
28th.
It is.
Your guess.
Double checking my dates there, too.
That's Diane Ducey. I'm Stevie J. It is Friday morning weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
And they remind you, Folk and Roots Friday is happening between noon and 1 today at the Lake House at Crystal Lake Park in Urbana. Always fun to bring your brown bag lunch and enjoy somebody performing during Folk and Roots Friday. Enjoy.
So Devin McCumber and I were changing out an air conditioner and a radio transmitter where the temperature was 120, Mr. Soye. Rather warm.
Ouch.
Yeah. You touched the side of the transmitter like I could have made some mac and cheese. It was just crazy. Anyway, it's...
The old fry and egg routine.
I think we could have done that. Anyway, here we are. It's Friday. Well, do we see relief at all? Any rain, severe, anything? What you got, Mr. Meteorologist Greg Soye?
Well, I tell you what, when you get this stuff already happening and popping and rocking with regard to severe weather at this point in the morning hours, just think you put daytime heating and all this Gulf moisture and hot weather into an advancing cool front that's coming our way. And boy, we will reap the benefits around here. It's going to take probably another 36, almost 48 hours, but markedly drier air in here come Sunday morning, and that'll take us into early next week. One more little bump on heat and humidity here at some point, maybe mid next week, and after that, a full-fledged pattern shift here. We welcome in August on a cooler than average note and showery weather as well. So those late planted bean fields, cornfields, backyard gardens, rangelands, pasture lands, everyone should reap the benefits of all that. But yeah, already this morning, 75-mile-an-hour winds on some of the early pre-dawn thunderstorm activity that's made it through way through Iroquois County around the Milford area. Still a couple of showers and thunderstorms there. Northern Vermilion, we're quiet here through Champaign County. Pretty good rains and storms through northern and western Indiana right now. Already the flood watches through southeast Michigan. Those are probably going to translate westward to include parts of northern Illinois, maybe our northernmost listening areas here, along with severe weather potential late this afternoon and overnight tonight. Steamy out there, 79 in the air temperature, the dew point up to 76. Very hot, very humid. Heat indexes up past 105, so that means that's warning criteria for the day-to-day. Forecast high 97. With again, a couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots this morning. They're winding down. They'll come back in areas north of Champaign in particular late this afternoon and evening time. Those will propagate slowly southward tonight with a couple of rounds of showers and thunderstorms probably after midnight here, and maybe some strong weather and some pretty healthy downpours. 74 for the low. Tomorrow, showers and thunder in the morning. Redevelopment from Champaign on southward tomorrow afternoon. The high around 90 as wind shift northerly. Sunshine, less humid, 86 on Sunday. Less humid, 84 Monday, 85 Tuesday. Maybe a couple of showers and thunderstorms, and briefly back close to 90 by mid next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
All right, off and running. It's Friday. It's Benjamin. It's a Yannian, isn't it, Benjamin?
That's it. You got it.
Good Armenian name, as I am Armenian heritage. How many generations away are you?
Oh, that's awesome. And my great-grandparents were born in Armenia. And my dad is I think, a quarter Armenian.
Okay, I'm 50-50. You hear my dad came over to America in 1945. So anyway, we're just talking Armenians. The first Armenia was the first Christian nation on earth 1,700 years ago. And they had a big celebration apparently a year or two ago. Okay, so you're a political strategist, commentator for Young Voices. Joe Biden's 2020 Hunter narrative is harder to make now, according to New York Times reporters. Oh, by the way, another day, another Trump charge. They had to get something out because they got to change the subject, Benjamin. They got to change the subject.
Yeah, we have another Trump indictment out. You could look at that as them wanting to change the subject. It's always interesting to see the timings of different charges being brought forth in the political realm. But the narrative that Joe Biden was simply not involved in Hunter Biden's overseas business dealings, that his son was, just trying to make his way back from addiction, and that there was nothing distasteful going on between the two overseas. That narrative is crumbling. Every single day that goes by, there is more and more doubt on that narrative, and it's a lot harder to just blatantly, deny any allegations of wrongdoing.
Benjamin Ayanian on the Tapman's Towing phone line. So I need to know. I mean, really need. Hunter's a troubled guy. Just no question. I need to know if his dad's compromised. Is that unfair of me to want to know that?
No, I think that is a question that, every single American should be comfortable asking. There should be no reason to, want to look the other way. We need to know if the President of the United States has, profited unethically and illegally off of his offices. And so I think that's a great question to be asking. We can't say that we know for sure. I will say there's a lot of, circumstantial evidence, a lot of individuals coming forward, giving different testimonies. Also, the FBI informant document that laid out, allegedly the bribery scheme that sent $10 million to the Bidens from Ukraine natural gas company Burisma. The more that this comes out, the more that the public sees, the more we have to look around and ask, did our president have some questionable relationships overseas? Does that play into his foreign policy at all, whether that is in regards to Ukraine, also to China? The nickname that has been given to Joe Biden, the big guy, was first referenced in Hunter Biden's emails in connection to a Chinese government-linked energy firm. So I think that it's totally fair for Americans to be asking, what was Joe Biden doing overseas with his son?
Well, and I think, too, when you get in a situation where there's, questionable actions, very difficult to say what's in your heart and whether you're doing Ukraine because you believe in it or because somebody's got stuff on you. Well, man, it just somehow, somewhere around 2014, maybe Joe Biden felt, you know what, my party's shunning me. They're going with Hillary. It's time to make some cheese here. We got to go. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to know exactly what is in a politician's heart. There are real reasons to believe that we probably would be deeply involved in Ukraine either way. When Viktor Yanukovych was ousted as president.
Are you there? Benjamin? That was odd. Benjamin Ayanian, young voices in the middle of something. The phone just kablooey. 7:14 time up anyway. All right, so the Cub-Cardinal game, let me explain. Something happened in the first inning that has not happened in 100 years.
Yes.
And so usually Ian Happ swung the bat, had one hand on it, went back and almost knocked Wilson Contreras and caused probably stitches.
Right.
Bleeding, had to hold the blood. Mm-hmm. So Miles Michaelis throws it to his chin.
Right.
Then he throws it to his butt. That's the way of saying, not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
But you took my catcher out.
This is a warning.
Well, the first pitch was a warning.
Okay.
But nobody warned Miles Michaelis. The way that you do it in baseball is you point to the pitcher and say, no more. They didn't do that. So Miles threw it at his butt, right on his hip pocket. Ian Happ took it, and he got it. That's kind of baseball. Umpires got together and threw Michaelis out, then threw our manager out, Ollie. So you lost your pitcher, catcher, manager in the first 10 minutes of the baseball.
Whoa.
So and the disappointing aspect of it, really, number one, managers never get to do the Billy Martin or the Tommy Lasorda anymore. You can't go argue because everything's reviewable.
Yeah.
This was a time to kick dirt on the umpire's shoes. They had an opportunity to throw a base, to do something like this. It was unbaseball. Everybody knew Miles Michaelis did what he did. but you had to warn the guy before you throw him out. That's I've never seen it. The announcers, John Rooney says, well, if you just want to give the Cubs a division, fine. John Rooney said that. Chip Carey said, we're not here to watch you, Mr. Umpire. I mean, it was really sharp criticism.
I see.
So it really was. The Cardinals did not react like fire in the belly. Something's wrong with the team. And I believe you're going to see Jordan Montgomery, Jack Flaherty, Dylan Carlson, and maybe more gone as of Monday. It's going to be an overhaul. It just isn't working. Something's not right. You had to come out and say, no matter what, we're getting the Cubs back. We're not letting that happen. And they just wasn't any fire.
Right.
So it was pretty easy. We'll get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Orton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, Miles Michaelis was kicked out of the game after hitting Ian Happ with a pitch with 2 outs in the first inning. And this is after Happ hit Contreras with a backswing, and Contreras, with a cut on his head, had to leave the game. Things went south from there for the Cardinals, losing 10-3.
Cardinals lost their manager, their starting catcher, and their starting pitcher in about 10 minutes. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, they couldn't overcome that. Cardinals bullpen was not very good. They gave up a lot of runs, a lot of hits, and the Cubs have a red-hot offense right now, and it showed up at Busch Stadium last night.
The Cubs, when they needed it, put the ball in play much better than the Cardinals did, even though Tyler O'Neill had a good game, and so did Andrew Kisner, hitting 2 home runs.
One of them went into Big Mac land for Andrew Kisner. He really showed well, replacing Contreras, and Tyler had a terrific night.
The Cardinals go with Jordan Montgomery tonight. We're on the air at 6:20. Ricky will have the lineups at 7:05. I'll bring you the first pitch at 7:15 as the Cardinals play the Cubs, Game 2 of the 4-game series. The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
So we don't play the Ian Happ homers, or
that's on US 105.9 if you want to listen.
Thanks a lot, Stevie.
This is the Cardinals station.
Way to represent Stevie J Broadcasting.
No, it's on US 105.9.
Fair and balanced.
Who said I'm fair and balanced? Whatever gave you the idea.
You're right.
We're definitely all Cardinals on this station. So
you're right.
But the Cubs.
Man, what a start to the game. That's crazy.
Cardinals. Cubs 6 in a row, and I guess the Cardinals are going to sell, but I don't know if the Cubs are.
I'd be one out there getting the, Shack chicken sandwich, coming to my seat at bottom of the first and say, what happened? What I missed?
Yeah, no, because the Shack,
you miss everything.
Shack Big Chicken is $20, but it's pretty doggone good.
Exactly.
It really is.
And you're splitting it with a lot of people.
You need about 3 bites each, and that's it. It's a 3-person deal.
Cleveland over the Chicago White Sox 6-3 yesterday.
All right, our weather brought to you by Carl.
And Carl reminds you, physicals, sports physicals. Yeah, it's the end of July. We're in back to school mode. Find a location near you by visiting carl.org.
Yeah, again, Cardinals Cubs for 3 more games this weekend.
Right, 7:15 start tonight.
A little later start tonight. All right, ESPN 93.5.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. And the excessive heat warning continues on. And as we have talked about, the atmosphere not completely capped off. And once again, a couple of showers, thunderstorms over parts of the area. They'll be with us here for the next few hours. Take a break and come back in later on this afternoon on Strictly Hit and Miss Bases. Use care and caution. Up to 97 today. Heat index up past 105. Gusty south-southwesterly wind, though, should help a little bit. Warm and muggy tonight. Couple of clusters of thunderstorms around this evening. More so after midnight. There may be some heavy rain and severe weather lurking to the north on the overnight. Low down to 74. Tomorrow, hot and humid, variably cloudy. Couple of showers and thunderstorms in the morning and again into the early to mid-afternoon. Couple of good downpours expected in spots with a high around 90. Cooler, less humid tomorrow night and into Sunday as well. Sunshine at 86. Highs in the middle 80s. A more comfortable weather pattern for Monday and Tuesday next week. A couple of thunderstorms by Wednesday next week, and high temperatures back up close to 90 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
UC Bank, leading the way to your financial wellness. No matter where your financial journey begins, Pathways banking options at Busey are designed with your goals in mind. UC Bank, building strong financial futures, one family, one street, one city at a time. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal
And this
items.
is the Fox
As the weather
Business
begins to
Report.
heat up, now is a great time to
ExxonMobil
put
and Chevron brought in nearly $14 billion in earnings for the recent quarter, though the number is down from last year when Russia's invasion of Ukraine pushed energy prices higher. Both companies say they are looking for more opportunities to pick up related businesses. Procter & Gamble's sales and earnings are better than expected for the recent quarter. P&G says the inflation situation has improved from a year ago. P&G is still seeing strong loyalty to its brands, which include Pampers, Tide, and Charmin. Colgate-Palmolive also reported an upbeat quarter. Trucking company Yellow says it's talking with potential buyers for its Yellow Logistics business, a unit that provides warehouse services. The Wall Street Journal says Yellow also is preparing to file for bankruptcy protection. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
The Fearless and Proud podcast series looks at acts of bravery and strength by women. And in this first season, we look at women who played important roles in the Civil War as soldiers, spies, and battlefield nurses. Listen ad-free on Fox News Podcasts via Apple Podcasts, and Prime members can listen to this show ad-free on Amazon Music.
Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Yeah, ESPN 93.5 Friday, don't you say?
That's right, Stevie.
All the guests appear on the Tammuz Joint phone line. It's really hot today, so the Champaign County Fair is doing what?
In order to keep everyone safe, the fair's not opening until 4 o'clock. So the vendors and exhibit hall will remain closed until then, too. Ticket window will be open at 10 a.m. for anyone who'd like to purchase event tickets. Stay cool and enjoy Brothers Osborne and special guest Matt Stell with the 7:30 show tonight. But again, 4 o'clock is when they're anticipating opening up for everyone.
Okay. All right. Well, it is July, and it is hot.
They had the monster trucks yesterday. I saw some pictures that look cool, but man, that would have been warm. And warm for those vehicles.
Whatever you wear and you're comfortable being wet, I mean, wear a swimsuit. I mean, guys can wear them as shorts, but you're just going to be wet. So, I mean, when I was changing the air conditioner at Christian FM, and by the way, I really like Christian FM 95.3.
Me too. Been listening to it a lot lately.
It is truly encouraging and uplifting.
Uh-huh.
Really great. The songs are great. We don't talk a lot. The songs are great. Anyway, when I was just soaking wet. I mean, that's just what you just got to, in this weather, you're soaking wet.
And it's a tiny little space, and there's all this stuff going on inside as far as the engines or
well, you got transmitters putting out all this heat. But I'm just saying, just normally walking outside, you're just going to be, in the county fair, you're going to be hot.
Right.
It's going to be, you'll be wet and sweaty, and don't wear the shirt that shows all the sweat. Wear the white one.
Good one.
Yeah, that's
good idea.
Good tip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Brothers Osborne tonight, we had the ultimate fan giveaway with the poster and the guitar signed and on the track, and we have people like Annie Lotion, and I'm trying to think of all the people that I put on the list to get the free tickets with the giveaway that we had.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I ran in and high-fived a bunch of our winners here at Stevie Jay Broadcasting at the Ann Wilson Show yesterday at the Virginia Theater.
Yep, I'm sure that was fantastic.
It was.
The music wasn't
awesome.
too darn loud.
It was not.
Nice.
It was the perfect volume, Stevie.
Perfect.
You should have gone.
I would have enjoyed Heart. Didn't get there last night.
Okay.
Too sweaty.
It was awesome.
Okay.
Her voice. I mean, she's 73.
Yeah, she sounds pretty. You sent me a clip.
I sent you a little clip
Sounds
of
very
Magic
good.
Man.
Very good.
Mhm.
All right, exclusive. We heard about Pat Fitzgerald in Northwestern. We know that Jim Harbaugh's had problems, and he'll probably be suspended 4 games because of what he did, and then he lied about it during COVID.
Uh-oh.
Now there's buzz about the Minnesota Gophers football program.
Uh-oh.
Minnesota football players describe the culture under PJ Fleck as toxic.
Really?
The term cult was used by players who also recall the Fleck Bank used to avoid punishment for positive drug tests and rule violations.
Uh-oh.
Over the last month, Front Office Sports interviewed several former players and staff members about Fleck's 6 seasons as Gophers head coach. They described an environment fraught with intimidation and toxicity and referenced the Fleck Bank, a system that allowed players with enough coins to get away with positive drug tests and other violations of team rules. Now, as I had pointed out when the Fitzgerald story...
This is the first, pull-up that I just have on this story is baseless allegations is in the opening paragraph.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm just when I said first time this came out, Pat Fitzgerald stuff, I said stuff is going on everywhere.
Yeah.
There's Fleck Banks and Shrek Gang, which was Northwestern.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no question there's stuff going on. Now what's the stuff? You made me sing in Bears. I mean, there's something.
Bear crawl up and down.
I don't know
in the locker room.
There's things that go on as a culture.
Right.
It just depends on what is it.
And you and I probably grew up with that. You know, the seniors picked on the freshmen, and the freshmen would go up and down, the senior hallway, and people would laugh at them and point.
Exactly. And so it's like, is that harmless fun versus... Wow, you made him do what?
Right.
You got in a burlap bag naked being sprayed with a hose all night?
Well, and this, I think there was a player at Northwestern was saying they had to seek medical attention after the quote-unquote hazing. So, some of this is you've gone way too far. So
that's the subjectiveness of it. But what that line there said... You got enough Fleck coins to get away with positive drug tests. What? You can't do that.
Right.
That's cheating.
That's right.
You can't pee in a jar and lose and be okay.
It's tricky on that marijuana though, Stevie. With it being, quote unquote legal,
no, you can make it legal, but you can make it against team rules. You can say, I don't care if alcohol is legal, you can't drink. Mm-hmm. Because that's just what the team rule is.
That's right.
So you whatever the excuse is, the coaches... I'm telling you, I can't imagine a head coach not knowing everything about what's going on. That's all they're doing. They're there from 6 a.m. to midnight. You don't think they know? So anyway, we'll see. That's Minnesota. We'll see if anything develops with that one.
Okay.
217 texter. We thought the music was a bit loud last night. Then again, for me, after the first 10 minutes, I couldn't hear things, so I guess it wasn't too loud. So after he pounded you, I'm telling you, kids, there's just a point where you just have to turn down the music. It's too darn loud. Come on, man. What? What'd you say?
Okay.
Oh, there's Jeff from Montebello. What? All right, we got news coming up. It's Friday. You can always join us at 217-359-2255. Text it if you'd like.
Right. And a good job to the sound men who are putting things up in this hot day for the Champaign County Fair for Brothers Osborne tonight.
Oh, that's a sweaty day.
Yeah, being a roadie.
All right, 7:29. Brother Johnny in a hot New Orleans next. Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. As much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Do you have heart failure and often hear,
"Those stomach issues ruined your birthday"?
"You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa."
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist and ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM. a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump calls them ridiculous. New criminal charges added to the case over classified documents taken from the White House when he left office.
Special Counsel Jack Smith adding charges of obstruction and willful retention of national defense information. The government now alleging that Trump directed staff to find ways to delete security footage from within Mar-a-Lago's property. The property manager of Mar-a-Lago now also being charged in relation to this incident. He'll be in court on Monday for an arraignment.
Fox's Mark Meredith. More than 150 million Americans live in places under heat alerts today.
A heat wave in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic will continue into the weekend, and there's no relief yet for the string of record-breaking temps in the Southwest and Midwest. There are excessive heat warnings for places including Washington, D.C. and New York City, where the heat index could be well over 100.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers. There are severe storms in the forecast for parts of the Midwest and Great Lakes. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. The Illinois Department of Public Health urging folks to be on the lookout for rabid bats and other infected animals. Bats, the most common source of potential infection in Illinois, and exposures from bats tend to be more frequent during summer months. So far this year, 27 rabid bats have been found in 14 Illinois counties. Illinois Auditor General revealing the results of a report into the fraud and overpayments made by state for unemployment benefits during the pandemic. The report reveals Illinois Department of Employment Security paid out more than $5 billion in fraudulent or excessive claims. The Illinois State Police joining law enforcement from 11 states to combat speeding. This year's High Visibility Speed Awareness Day enforcement campaign is an effort to address a continued trend of speeding and hazardous moving violations leading to deadly crashes. Speeding is involved in about 1/3 of all motor vehicle fatalities nationwide. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Joe Miller.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and the heat wave weather pattern expected to peak across our part of the Midwestern Corn Belt for the day today. Use care and caution. At the same time, that atmosphere is weakening up aloft, and the ability to still generate a couple of thunderstorms, as we've seen in spots this morning, continues on as well. We'll get into it later on this afternoon with a shower thunderstorm in spots, but apart from that, excessive heat warning continues on. The high around 97, peak heat index to about 105, gusty southwest wind. We'll see a warm, humid, muggy night tonight. Late night readings down into the mid-70s with a couple of thunderstorms around early, more so late. And any of these storms, especially north of Champaign later on tonight and maybe tomorrow morning around here, could be locally strong and have some heavy rainfall. The high tomorrow around 90 with showers and thunder in the morning, a lesser chance in the afternoon. Humidity drops tomorrow night and pleasant weather for the day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Highs up near 86 with sunshine on Sunday, middle 80s Monday and Tuesday. Brief spell of heat for mid next week and then another pattern shift to cooler and wetter. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgay.
Have you been to the Long Branch Steakhouse? The Long Branch Steakhouse happens to be a family-owned restaurant in the small town of Gifford that just happens to serve up incredible steaks. We're talking fresh, hand-cut steaks served to perfection. So if your fantasy is to have a great meal in a great family restaurant in a great small community, visit the Long Branch Steakhouse. Oh, and don't forget to ask for the frog dressing, the Brussels sprouts, and the incredible macaroni and cheese. The Long Branch Steakhouse, located in beautiful downtown Gifford.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Illini family, this is Josh Whitman. Illinois football is coming off its best season in more than a decade, which makes this the perfect time for you to join us at Memorial Stadium. Single game tickets are now on sale with special preseason prices. From now until August 7th, tickets will be the lowest you'll see all season long, and that is our Family First promise. Don't miss out on big games like Penn State, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. Get your tickets at fightingillini.com before August 7th. ILL.
Coach House Garages is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And now through December, when you purchase a garage, you can enter to win 5% off. Just visit CoachHouseGarages.com. That's CoachHouseGarages.com or call Chuck Ruth. Well, since baseball kind of a flop, we like thinking football now. It's Brother Johnny down in New Orleans where the Saints are definitely going to have a chance to win the division. Where they got Derek Carr from the Raiders. They got a quarterback. They got a defense. Is there optimism in the Crescent City, Johnny?
Yeah, everybody thinks we've got a 1 out of 4 chance of winning it.
There's four teams in there, so let's see.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We're waiting to see how the coaching staff works. So, Derek Carr's actually been working a little bit, and John Gruden's been, in touch and working kind of as a consultant.
Wow, okay. Well,
they get along great. He was out there in Vegas and kind of got drummed out on a pretty raw deal.
Email stuff and all that, yeah.
10 or 12 years, yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay, so what's your temperature? It's pretty oppressive up here. I can't imagine New Orleans got to be a little warmer, isn't it?
Well, it's 90. 95, 97. It was 97 the other day. I was hoping for that last 1.6. So it'd be 98.6 in sync with my blood temperature. That's what I like, Steve.
And New Orleans,
nice and hot.
You just around here we're walking out. We're just wet. I mean, you're just wet, and that's the same in New Orleans. It's really humid, right?
Yeah, it's similar. Actually, Illinois has some July days through the years. I've noticed when I've gone up there, saying I can't wait to get up there, and it's been actually worse on a few days than here. So yeah, you get the humidity and high heat, and it's drenching. So,
okay.
But I really do like it.
Excessive heat warning today, so reminding everybody to get plenty of fluids. In fact, we're at 82 right now.
So Diane last night
there you go.
went to see Ann Wilson. Yeah.
Me too.
She said the music wasn't too darn loud either. So that was good.
Oh, great. I love that. That's been one of my favorite groups, to be honest.
Yeah. Ann Wilson. Nancy wasn't a part of that. Nancy never came up. Of course, I don't know whether it was health issues or 30 years together sisters that were just, didn't get along after a while or what. But Ann Wilson, to me, still had the chops. She picked up her flute and played that.
Johnny, she's 73.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Some of these people from the 70s and late 60s, 70s, they're just... they still want to quit.
Well, I just saw you do another pull-up at the CrossFit gym, Johnny, and I bet you could still do the Music Man at Unity. So, boom.
I can do the Music Man. I don't know if it'd be very good, but I could still I know the words.
Harold Hill, Johnny starred as Harold Hill in the Music Man.
What was that fast little rant in the beginning? Can you give us a little version of that?
Well, you got trouble, my friends. I hear say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a bully. Mighty proud to say it. I consider it the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are golden. And it goes on. And
good stuff.
Thank you for that. Next weekend at the Virginia Theater, they're putting it on you theater-wise.
Music Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they're doing Beauty and the Beast this weekend at Parkland's Theater, and it is already sold out because there's 95 kids in this.
Unbelievable.
In the class.
That's great.
I know.
Well, I remember the Virginia Theater, the kids did Les Miserables. And who was the kid that we brought in, 12 years old, Caitlin somebody?
That's right.
She was unbelievable. Then we saw Les Miserables, this is like 20 years ago.
Right.
Then we saw Les Miserables in Indianapolis. The kids were better.
Yeah.
The kids were better. It was unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Well, I remember, Stevie, you were the king in The King and I think Diane was one of your kids.
Oh,
yeah, that's right.
That's where it all started on the Stevie and Diane chapter on the Unity stage back in the day.
Yeah, well,
getting to know you.
Yeah. And Bobby, your wife
was Anna.
That's right.
She was Anna. Yeah.
Yep, the nanny.
That's
unbelievable.
That's a minute ago. So here we go.
To me, Stevie, though, the best role that you had was Tevye on
Fiddler. That was it.
Could you do a little sunrise, sunset or something
I
for us?
sure did all that.
If I were a rich man, that's one of my favorites.
I can actually probably do that almost completely now.
I mean, we got a little Music Man for Johnny.
I know.
I think about one of the lines from that song when it says, and it doesn't make one bit of difference if you're
I'm
right
or
or
wrong.
you're wrong. When you're rich, they think you really know.
When you're rich, they think you really know. Yeah. No, that was as good of a lead role written ever.
Yeah.
It was such a...
That's a great play. Steve did a great job.
Thank you. It was I'll give him that
so
one. Fun.
I'm gonna
Michael
give you that
Ducey,
one.
my older brother, was Perchek.
Yeah, and he married Bobby, who was Johnny's wife. It's all one big family, folks. Okay, so we begin with the Hunter Biden plea deal.
Everything that Joe Biden has said about Hunter Biden and these business deals, it has turned out to be an absolute lie. Joe Biden should be getting nervous right now. The evidence is adding up. Thank goodness for the judge earlier this week that saw the plea deal for what it was. This guy should not have had a sweetheart plea deal in the middle of an investigation.
So, Johnny, they went in there, and it was
I just think people are looking at
Hold on. The DOJ and the defense, everything was set. And they go in there, and the judge said, hold on, are you telling me that there's still an investigation going on and you want to give them blanket immunity over everything? Has this ever been done? And the prosecution said, no. So she essentially said, I can't accept that until there's still stuff going on. So then he said, well, I'm not pleading guilty to tax fraud then. That's not guilty. So he changed everything. And I guess the bottom line is, and I've said it yesterday, I say it today, I'll say it again, I need to know if Joe Biden, because that's really the key guy here, did he really get money through this stuff? And if he did, does that affect his decisions now on Ukraine, China, Russia? Is there money to be had? Are there things out there that I just think the American people ought to know if we have a compromised president, Johnny?
I don't need to know that this guy can't be president. So I think the Democrats are starting to see that they're going to have to do something because Trump would probably beat Joe right now. The thing is, you said something that was way more important because of really the confidence I have in the Justice Department, but way more important than the case was that Wisconsin has stopped their Dropbox ballots.
Remember John Punders told us that last? Yeah, he said we don't have the drop boxes in Wisconsin anymore.
Yeah, and that is more important than anything else because there's no way Joe Biden can win without drop boxes, okay? And there are some changes from the COVID changes that put Joe in that are rolling back all over the country, including Arizona and Georgia.
Oh.
And so with that factor, they've got to find another candidate.
Well, how do we get those changes going?
You go court. You got to go county by county and register by registrar. Most of the legislature haven't signed on to it. They just kind of did an emergency thing and then haven't rolled them back. So it's quite a free-for-all. The Republicans are kind of sitting on the sidelines on that kind of thing, which is very disturbing. But there's a lot of people working on it, and I don't think Joe can carry the moderate Democrats. The what do they call the urban housewives? He's just. I mean, there's no reason to even comment on it. And I'm not sure, Steve, that some of this isn't going to begin the unraveling, the official unraveling of the whole thing.
Well, and then of course this is rich. They had to change the subject. Another indictment, more crimes against Trump.
I just think people are looking at this as like, how is this fair? Why aren't they going aggressively after Hunter Biden? And what we heard is that the DOJ was actually kind of in cahoots with Hunter Biden in court yesterday in this big plea deal agreement that blew up.
Yeah.
So isn't the DOJ supposed to represent the American people?
Donald Trump says it's abuse. It's a bunch of, they just got to get the headlines off of Biden. They got to, Trump.
Look at the classified documents with Biden versus Trump, and that's justice. It's unbelievable. Trump was actually a president. Biden never was. But by the way, the Donald was here Tuesday, Steve, in New Orleans.
What's he doing?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
Oh, just getting a few bucks from some of my... Joe and Boise put on another little gathering where I could have gone and chatted with him, but I was out of town, and... Steve, that's probably in the $100,000 range.
Ooh, boy.
And I know I know how you and Diane would need that, and I would feel terrible.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, but well, don't get excited. I'm not giving you $100,000 either.
Oh, darn it.
Hey, let me ask Brother Johnny on the Talbot's Towing phone line. Sean Payton made news yesterday. So what he did is he came out, and he knows what he's doing. He's a very smart man. But he essentially, Nathaniel Hackett, the former offensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, got the Denver job, presumably because Aaron Rodgers will come if you hire me. So he got Russell Wilson. It was a disaster. They couldn't even get a play in. It wasn't any good. So Sean Payton comes out and did something they don't do. They threw another coach under the bus, saying it was the worst coaching job of the history of the NFL. And everybody's screaming at Sean Payton going, what are you doing? You don't do that. You don't throw your guy under. He threw his general manager for the Broncos a little bit under the bus. And so
I thought that was John Elway. I guess he's not the GM.
I think John Elway stepped down a year ago or so. Anyway, he did it to boost the confidence in Russell Wilson because everybody thinks he's toast. He's washed up. He said it's not his fault. So he's showing confidence. He's talking to the team because they're all gathered now. Was this a good strategy, or could he have done it a way to not throw another coach under the bus?
It's hard. I don't know enough about that. I would say that bolstering your quarterback's key. And for all I know, it was the worst coaching job in the history of the NFL. I don't know. It didn't look very good.
No,
I can tell you that.
Denver wasn't very good.
And I know how good Russell Wilson is, so that was a flag as far as an asterisk. Something's going on because Russell didn't look like Russell Wilson. I think they'll do well. We'll see. We'll see if Sean can focus. He's been out a couple of years. This is the second time he's gone out and back in.
Yeah.
A good offensive guy, and he's pretty. He's assertive. He's an assertive coach.
Yeah. Well, he apparently when Russell Wilson came into Denver, and you have a new coach like that, he just walked all over the kid. And I think what he did is he had his own entourage. He had to have a whole area outside of where the players were. He had a tent set up for his entourage and family at practice, and perfectly shaded with everything. And Sean Payton was asking about all that, and he said, I don't know what's happening, but it's over. All that's over. It's over.
Yeah, I guarantee you that. And in other football news, we have Jimmy Graham back.
What?
Jimmy Graham, the tight end. Did very well here, won the Super Bowl down here, and he's back in New Orleans.
I mean, there was also a Michael Thomas sighting. Yeah. Apparently, he's playing.
It's
what?
True.
He has alleged that he's going to play.
I'm sorry, just don't buy it. I just don't see it. So I mean, he was excited. Derek Carr, I think he said thank Jesus in his Twitter when Derek Carr signed. So if Michael,
he seems like a nice guy. He's kind of. We got two of those. We've got Michael Thomas and Zion Williamson.
Yeah, down in New Orleans.
Seem like great guys, but can't play a whole lot of games. Michael's played 7 in 3 years, and he got $100 million for that. But that's something like $12 million a game. But that ain't.
Hey, but did you see what Justin Herbert got? Justin Herbert, the quarterback, he gets more than Patrick Mahomes now? And then Joe Burrow's going to get more than Justin Herbert. Johnny, they're talking.
What was Herbert anyway?
Herbert's $55 million a year.
Huh.
And I think Joe Burrow's better than Justin Herbert. Burrow's unbelievable, so he's got to get 60, doesn't he? It's unbelievable.
Well, I don't know. Herbert might have got a little more if Schaub's Jaguars hadn't come back from 27-0 in the playoffs and beat Herbert.
I mean, how real are the Jaguars? Can we think they'll get back to the playoffs?
Yeah. Oh no, I think they're very real. They only lost one player, and they've added 2 or 3 pretty good ones.
Wow. And I think Trevor Lawrence is a real deal too, isn't he?
Oh, and it's the Peterson-Lawrence combo. It's that coach-quarterback combo that really kind of sets you up. Then you still have a lot of work to do. But I think that the Jaguars, they look really good. They were really coming on even stronger toward the end of last season. And if you did watch the playoffs, I think they gave Kansas City the best game. Yeah. And almost won. They fumbled on the 4-yard line. I follow them pretty good because I talk to Shad from time to time about football and his team. And they're good. And I think I'll probably go to the Saints-Jaguar game. I might have to do a Stevie Jay on that stuff.
Which is what?
Switch over to the Jags for that game.
Okay. Do you have a tire of both teams in your closet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's referencing I was a Cubs fan, switched to Cardinals, and then he was.
It's hard to do, but on the other hand, we don't have Drew Brees. We don't have Sean Payton.
No, it's a different team.
I'm pulling for him. I don't know any of these guys. When Mike Ditka was here, I got to know quite a bit of the organization, and I do know Mrs. Benson Keel.
Okay. Yeah.
She's a great woman, and but no, I'm always backing the Saints. But there's a Thursday night game with the Jaguars.
Woo, that'll be fun.
So
that'll be fun. Well, all right, Johnny, we appreciate you. We'll talk on next Wednesday with Ed Martin. Always a pleasure to have you 2 days a week, but stay cool down in New Orleans, and appreciate you jumping on.
We're good. We're good, Stevie. Stay cool if you can up there, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you. Brother Johnny down in New Orleans, Tapman's Towing phone line, ESPN 93.5.
I know you were talking about the GM, George Patton, and Nathaniel Hackett was the other guy that
was
in the Broncos organization.
Quarterback coach, then the offensive coordinator, I think, for the Packers, and went to Denver thinking that Aaron Rodgers would follow him. That was the storyline.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen, and then he got Russell Wilson and a little pretentiousness, and that didn't happen. And now that they got Sean Payton, who said that stuff's over. I mean, it's over. He doesn't have his own tent and no office anymore. It's just apparently he had to get an appointment with Russell, talk to Russell.
So we've got a trade deadline that we haven't mentioned, but that's coming up, and it looks like hours before on the mound, the Crosstown Cubs on Wednesday evening, Lance Lynn sat in the corner, a guaranteed rate field.
Lance Lynn, he's going to be traded, but he does not want to go to the Cardinals. He has said the one team he doesn't want to go back to the Cardinals. So that's a little bit of a diss, but whatever. I don't know if
69 starts with the Chicago White Sox.
I don't know if you want Lance Lynn. He's not pitching very well this year.
Will he go to the Cubs? 36 years old.
I don't know what the Cubs are doing. They could get a lot for Cody Bellinger.
Okay.
I mean, Bellinger's the hottest hitter in baseball, and he's on the Chicago Cubs. The question is, can the Cubs get to the playoffs with what they have? And it appears they can. They've won 6 straight. I mean, are they good enough, or are you going to miss the trade deadline where you can get something? Bellinger is a free agent in 2 months. I don't think the Cubs will sign him for all the money he's looking for.
Okay.
But maybe they should. Maybe what's wrong with him being a Cub for a while? Man, I don't know. I know the Cardinals are trading guys. I think Paul DeYoung's going to be gone. He was pulled from the lineup yesterday. Sometimes that's an indication.
I see.
They said he's tired.
Well, I mean, he's been hitting good, hasn't he?
He's okay. It's an okay. He's 240 is his batting average-ish.
I just like that he was a Redbird at
ISU Redbird. No, he's done very well. He's made 30, 40, 50 million bucks in his career. He's done fine. He's done fine.
Okay.
So I don't think Paul DeYoung will be with the team. I don't think Dylan Carlson will be with the team. I think Jack Flaherty, and I think for sure tonight's starter, Jordan Montgomery, will be gone, because that might be the best pitcher available in the big leagues.
I see.
For a trade. And
Jordan Montgomery is scheduled to pitch tonight for St. Louis.
I think he'll pitch tonight, but be ready for his new team next Wednesday or something. Thursday. Anyway, we'll see. But here's the funny part: your top 2 chips are pitchers, and don't you need pitching? I thought we needed pitching.
Right.
Just not those pitchers, I guess.
It looks like the Marlins are keeping an eye on Tim Anderson, whom the White Sox
shortstop.
might move.
He kind of fell off radar. He was phenomenal 2 years ago. The shortstop for the White Sox. 7:53. I'll get you Greg's weather coming up.
Great to talk with Fayon about driving and delivering for Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling.
Come home every day. It pays very, very well, especially for a truck driver. They're very understanding. It's just a great company all around. They're always eager to help. And you off on the weekends. The company in general is just a great company. Very family-oriented. Comes in, check on you, see if you like it. Always asking questions, trying to see if you need any help. Pretty dope.
Sound appealing? Join the Pepsi team. Equal opportunity employer. Visit PepsiColaCU.com.
What kind of bedside manner would you like your doctor to have? At Roof Doctors, they make sure you feel good about what they can do for you. They make sure they answer all of your questions and feel comfortable about whatever procedure your roof needs. Roof Doctors has helped customers for over 30 years. Randy and Tammy have helped make lives better in our community with their generosity and kindness. Roof Doctors is the company you can trust if you need anything done on your roof. Roof Doctors in Urbana. They make you their number one priority.
again, everyone, let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. And the excessive heat warning continues on. And as we have talked about, the atmosphere not completely capped off. And once again, a couple of showers, thunderstorms over parts of the area. They'll be with us here for the next few hours. Take a break and come back in later on this afternoon on strictly hit and miss basis. Use care and caution. Up to 97 today. Heat index up past 105. Gusty south-southwesterly wind, though, should help a little bit. Warm and muggy tonight. Couple of clusters of thunderstorms around this evening. More so after midnight. There may be some heavy rain and severe weather lurking to the north on the overnight. Low down to 74. Tomorrow, hot and humid, variably cloudy. Couple of showers and thunderstorms in the morning and again into the early to mid-afternoon. Couple of good downpours expected in spots with a high around 90. Cooler, less humid tomorrow night and into Sunday as well. Sunshine at 86. Highs in the middle 80s. A more comfortable weather pattern for Monday and Tuesday next week. A couple of thunderstorms by Wednesday next week, and high temperatures back up close to 90 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, editor-in-chief Greg Solgay.
All righty, Shohei Ohtani will be the richest man ever in sport. Well, I won't say ever in sport because the soccer guys are getting 150,
yeah, that's right.
$150 million a year.
I think when Messi came to Miami, that was huge.
So I think the soccer people, because it is a worldwide sport, and you're touching all the continents on that one.
By the way, I did look up USA, Portugal, Tuesday the 1st at 2 a.m.
For the women.
For the women.
Okay.
So,
well, wake me up when they're in the Final Four. Yeah, let me know. Because it's in New Zealand, right?
Yeah, that's right.
New Zealand's like 19 hours ahead of us.
In case you were thinking, I'm going to catch that this weekend, it's Tuesday the 1st.
Remember I did those broadcasts from Dunedin, New Zealand, which is south-south? Yeah. And I was at the McDonald's at 1 a.m.
That's right.
And it was 7 a.m. here or something.
Uh-huh.
It's a big time difference. One of the biggest ever. It might be the most time change we have.
Okay, so Shohei Ohtani.
He hit 2 home runs in the second game of the doubleheader. And, he threw a shutout in the first game as a pitcher.
The Angels have announced that they're keeping him.
Well, I mean, for now, but are they going to sign him? Does somebody have $750 million to play? I mean, he's going to be off the charts.
Well, the Cubs do not.
Well, the Cubs.
This article talks about their dilemma.
They do have it. And they do have it. All the owners have it.
Cubs' dilemma is compounded by the competitive balance tax.
It doesn't matter.
The team is about $5 million under the first threshold.
Diane, the only
not
thing
likely they're willing to exceed it.
It doesn't matter.
Adding salary.
They have the money. If you are over the limit, you just pay more money. The Ricketts are worth billions. They don't want to spend it. Why would you?
The scenario is Stroman is moved to clear up some dollars. Bellinger is retained.
I think we get so wrapped up in that, and it's so moot.
You're right.
These guys have so much money. The question is, would you spend $500 million when there's going to be 44,000 fans there, whether you spend $500 million or $5? You're going to sell out Wrigley. It's iconic. People go to Wrigley. You don't need to for the revenue. You're going to get your TV money, and everybody goes to the games. You go to Miami, there's 8,000 people there, and they're good. You go to Wrigley, it's 44,000, and they were bad earlier this year. Now they're good. So, I mean, it's really hard for the ownership to say, do we need to spend the extra $1 billion? No. Well, why would we? They're going to come anyway. We're competitive. I don't know. They can buy anybody they want. They can be the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Ricketts are fine. It's just so funny. We go, well, they can't pay the luxury. Yeah, they can. Pay the luxury tax. It's $30 million more. So you got that in your left. You have it in your left pocket, right? Anyway, all right, yeah. But the Cardinals will have probably as much movement as they ever had at the trade deadline. They something's not right. Might as well do it. Plan for the future. See if you can be better next year. So. I don't think, even though the Dodgers are enamored with Nolan Arenado and he's from there, I don't think they're doing that, but there has been some rumors out there about that star.
Text into 359-2255 saying a Stevie J travel trip should be Saints versus Jacksonville.
It'd be Thursday night, though. We're going to go on a school day? I don't know. That would be fun, though, to take a Stevie J travel to New Orleans. Hard to get a ticket, though. This is sold out. New Orleans Saints.
Man, those were fun.
Saints.
I just love those.
I've been to. Have you ever been to the top of the Superdome?
Yes.
How steep the stairs are? You can kind of get dizzy,
out of breath,
and dizzy.
Exactly.
You're looking. I'm going to fall.
I know.
Okay, we're back in a minute. We got more in our 8 o'clock hour. That's Diane. I'm Stevie J. ESPN 93.5.
Does your home have those annoying outdoor spigots that leak and have no pressure? Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing can help. Install a new Woodford outdoor spigot so your gardens and flowers don't suffer in this summer heat. Make sure your home's outdoors look great and call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing at 217-841-4600. 4728. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Hi, this is Kirk Lehman with Aftershock Decals and Design. And right now we are looking for an honest, hardworking individual that wants a career with Aftershock Decals and Design. If you have any kind of experience wrapping vehicles, tinting windows, we want you.
You can't touch this.
No, not that kind of wrapper.
You can't touch this.
Please go to our website at aftershockdd.com, click on the Jobs tab, and send in your resume. We want you. aftershockdd.com.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
What about the classified documents case against President Biden? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Former President Trump posted that on social media, calling the new charges against him ridiculous, with more counts added to the case against him for the classified materials seized from his Florida resort.
He's now formally accused of asking a Mar-a-Lago staff member to erase camera footage in an attempt to obstruct the probe into classified documents that wound up at the Palm Beach resort. In addition, Carlos de Olivero becomes the third man named in the indictment. He's charged with making false statements in an interview with the FBI. De Olivero is ordered to face a judge Monday in Miami.
Fox's Gernal Scott. The former president also calls this election interference at its highest level, and he may have a lot to say about it tonight in Iowa, when, as Fox's Jill Nato reports, the front runner in the 2024 White House Republican race will appear at the same event with his rivals for the first time.
13 GOP presidential candidates are on the bill for tonight's Lincoln dinner in Des Moines, Iowa. The only major candidate not appearing is former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who's focusing on the early primary state of New Hampshire.
Christie has been the fiercest Trump critic in the GOP race, calling him a liar and a coward. It's another really hot day, with alerts up from Arkansas and Alabama to Minnesota, over to New England, down to North Carolina.
More than half of Americans right now are under some sort of heat advisory or warning, and that is putting power grids across the country to the test. The good news is, so far, they're holding up.
That's Fox Business Network's Grady Trimble. We just got an update on the economy the day after we found out it's growing more than expected. Consumer spending rose 0.5% last month from May, and a new gauge of inflation the Fed monitors closely shows price rises are slowing. Year-over-year inflation was 3% in June. That's the smallest increase since March 2021. America's listening to Fox News.
Okay, next time you're at the store, I dare you to not think about the unmistakable fresh, clean scent of Irish Spring. Yeah, you heard me. I want you to resist picturing a shower filled with those sensational Irish Spring suds. And if you succeed, well, you got what my gramps used to call resolutitude. Not a real word, but let's be honest, you're probably going to end up leaving with Irish Spring because of its irresistible scent and because you have zero resolutitude. Pick up Irish Spring at Walmart today.
The best way to stop Joe Biden's agenda is to opt out of his inflation game by diversifying your savings into gold. I'm Dr. Ron Paul, and this is why I recommend a gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To learn more, text the word SHELTER to 989898 to get a free info kit on gold. Birch Gold is the only gold company I trust. So text SHELTER to 989898 right now.
Paid for by Birch Gold Group.
Who is in power in Niger? 2 days after soldiers detained President Bazoum in an attempted coup, the general who led that went on state TV in Niger asking for public support. In North Korea, a show of strength.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un saved his biggest weapons for the end of the military parade, rolling out new intercontinental ballistic missiles that were flight tested in recent months. After arriving in a limo and walking the red carpet, Kim watched the parade with high-level delegates from Russia and China, the first post-pandemic visitors to North Korea, in a signal of deepening ties between the three. North Korean state media said people were brought to Pyongyang from around the country to fill the crowds. As for the anniversary, the 1953 truce was never replaced with a peace treaty, leaving the Korean peninsula in a technical state of war, but the North still sees it as a victory. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
China's government today defended its relationship with Russia after a U.S. intelligence report suggested China might have provided equipment Russia's used in the war in Ukraine. An eagle has flown away.
Welcome to the Hotel California. California.
Randy Meisner was a co-founder of the famous rock band. Meisner was the Eagles' bass player when the band started and has died at the age of 77.
He co-wrote the band's hit song, Take It to the Limit, which he also sang. In a statement shared on the band's website, they say Meisner died in Los Angeles due to complications from COPD, or chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Meisner, along with Glenn Frey, Don Henley, and Bernie Leadon, formed the Eagles in the early 70s, which he then left in 1977. He went on to release a few solo albums. Monica DeLuca, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are rising before today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. I'm Joe Miller. Illinois State Police identified the woman from Urbanus, the person killed in a Tuesday crash on Illinois Route 130 north of Willow Grove. 69-year-old Phyllis Webster driving her Maserati northbound on Route 130 and was struck at the intersection. Webster died at the scene. Illinois continues to be hit by hot, humid weather. National Weather Service says highs through much of the state, reaching the upper 90s today with heat index values in the triple digits. A heat advisory remains in effect until Saturday night. You should drink plenty of fluids, stay in air-conditioned rooms, stay out of the sun, and check up on relatives. IDOT reminding drivers to slow down during roadside mowing season. During the summer, IDOT conducts two primary types of mowing, including safety mowing directly adjacent to the road as needed. The other is maintenance mowing. The heaviest mowing operations will continue until August 15th. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
I don't think you can drink too much water, Solier. It's boy, we got some steamy stuff. I just said to Diane, you just expect to be wet as you walk around.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
that kind of.
It's a shower out there, like getting out of the shower when you walk out the door.
And I said, don't wear the shirt that shows it. Just don't wear the dark shirt that makes you look like.
It's like a sauna to me. It's just thick when you walk out. It's like a blast of walking in an oven or something.
It was like that bad air conditioner I had to replace. It was blowing hot air. The air conditioner is blowing hot air. It's like a steam.
Well, you know what? This climate, this environment, this is Johnny's world, brother Johnny's world.
No, he said he's been here before when it's in Champaign-Urbana when it's actually warmer here than New Orleans.
The humidity.
Yeah, he said it's that way right now down in New Orleans. So, in any event, it's meteorologist Greg Solier who has joined us to give us the all-important look for the weekend and what we can expect, sir.
Yes, relief is on the way. We've got about, another tough, probably 18 to a little shy of 24 hours relief from the humidity, probably about 24 to about 36 hours out from now. And may have to go through some rough spots with some rumbles of thunder, some downpours of rain, maybe some weather watches lined up. We know the northern end of the state, and maybe our northernmost listening areas between this evening and part of the overnight hours will get walloped with some either severe weather to start and then probably some heavy rainfall prospects. So we'll keep an eye on that. Probably a weakening phase, maybe some of that here tomorrow morning, and then redevelopment right on top of us, or just slightly east to south tomorrow afternoon and evening time. And then comfortable weather for the back end of the weekend, early next week, a little spike, 2 spikes of heat, maybe mid next week, maybe early in the following week. But generally, as we get into the early days of August, cooler and maybe wetter are the operative weather words. We do not see this long-lasting heat wave weather pattern doing just that. It's already close out there, though, at 80 degrees on a gusty northeasterly wind, kind of the outflow from some of the showers and thunderstorms that are moving through the area early on this morning. 75 mile-an-hour winds around Milford a few hours ago. 80 outside right now, 75 at Rantoul later on today. Again, pay heed to that excessive heat warning. 97 heat index values past 105. And a couple of showers and thunderstorms will break out as well here this afternoon and evening time. A low tonight in the 70s. Much of the first part of tonight will be in the 80s, so another tough one with sleeping in by tomorrow. Showers and thunder around in the morning, back in for the afternoon. The high at 90 as winds turn northerly. Sunshine, less humidity, 86 on Sunday, 84 Monday, 85 Tuesday, up near 90, and a couple of thunderstorms due in for next Wednesday and Thursday. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max
Coach House Garages is celebrating their 50th anniversary. And now through December, when you purchase a garage, you can enter to win 5% off. Just visit CoachHouseGarages.com. That's CoachHouseGarages.com or call Chuck Ruth. All right, so Adam says you guys sure talk about the Saints a lot. That's true.
Sorry.
Hey,
but the Bears.
Well, the Bears I think are going to be better. There's a lot of Bear fans around. The toss it out as a question. Would anybody listen to the Chicago Bears on radio? I mean, I don't know. It seems to me to be a television event. Although if you are harvesting and you're out in the tractor, you'll be out there probably Sunday afternoon when the Bears play and probably wouldn't mind hearing the Chicago Bears. But you can give me a little guidance. I have been approached about the Chicago Bears, and they cost money and probably a lot of money. Kind of curious whether it'd be anybody that would want to hear the Bears and Jeff Joniak on radio. I think so much of this has become a television event, and the Bear fans probably aren't going around here very often, but you certainly track them and probably watch them because they're on TV every week. The Bears are, even if you don't have all the fancy cable or the NFL ticket, you're going to get the Bear game because that's just regionally. You're going to get Bears in Indianapolis most.
Right.
If you're on antenna. So there you have it. The Chicago Bears radio. You can text in if you'd like to say, oh boy, or by the apathy. That'll give me an idea as well. 217-359-2255. But again,
like a Bears yes or a Bears no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really, these are the questions in radio we deal with a lot. I mean, think of Illinois.
Bears sponsor.
I mean, Illinois.
Illini sponsor. I'm just thinking about.
Well, the thing is with all of it, it's all so important. And you know, like Brian Barnhart does such a wonderful job, but for Illinois football, it didn't used to be every football game was on the television. And you're either there or you're probably watching it if you really care.
Yeah.
If you're really in like, I can't, at least I'll hear it.
Yeah.
Johnny prefers listening to radio because it's less stressful. So he doesn't even want to watch. He really rather listen because Dave Shaw, the late, great Dave Shaw.
Yeah.
He used to have to go in a closet when Illinois played. He just couldn't do it. I get it. Because, usually I can't sit and watch a game I care about. I just, if I'm into it and I really want to win, and I have made a rule in my life, boys, mostly boys, I want you to hear this, that I do not let the outcome of a sporting event affect me past 60 minutes after the closing bell or buzzer.
How about the social media? Do you hit send on your thoughts?
I don't.
Do you wait an hour on that?
I don't really do any social media.
Oh.
I track it,
okay,
but I don't want to send it because what do I know, huh?
Right.
Anyway, it's and I don't want to get in a spitting war with it. I'm not doing it.
I know.
I'm just not doing it.
It's so silly.
It's too much energy for the result.
Right.
You have so many hours in your life, approximately 700,000 hours. How do you want to spend them? And I don't want to spend them getting in some online fight. So I don't want to spend my energy that way.
Negative stuff.
But if you can somehow figure out, even in the worst case scenario, of not letting the ball game affect you past 1 hour. And we look forward to games. We're excited about games. We're disappointed. We're surprised. We're elated. We're all the emotions that really help the weeks go by. But it's just not worth being in a bad mood over a sporting event. That's the way I feel. Now, if you're working inside of the thing and you're part of it, and Illinois administration and the coaches, no, it's a whole different deal. But if you're a fan, you got to do your life. You can't be so consumed about it's just moderation in everything, right?
Yep, that's right.
You just can't get so doggone wrapped up that you can't.
Well, and it's the same when your kids are playing. I've seen some very wound up parents that are, supposedly there to be cheering their kid on, period. You don't get so wound up that you're hollering at the official. My friend C.R. Black, I saw him recently, and he's a behind the plate umpire, and he said these parents are just off the charts.
Well, you can't.
Rude.
It's not necessary, particularly C.R. Black. C.R. Black has never missed a call in his life. He's the best bowler in the history of bowling.
He's a good bowler.
He's probably the best catcher in the history of catching.
Yep.
And he's never missed a call as an umpire, so leave him alone.
And at Urbana High School, Ducky, his mom, used to just run the place.
Yeah.
Man, he's good people. and was part of the Special Olympics golf outing, which, by the way, is a week from today over at the Orange and Blue course. And Aiden and I plan on being out there for that. But yeah, I'm telling you, people just get too wrapped up in sports these days.
Well, I
just
just
let it go. Breathe. Use the restroom. Count to 10.
I'm wrapped up. I'm fired up. I'm upset. 1 hour. Because it's too much energy to waste on something you can't control. You don't want to be. You want to be a fan, but not a fanatic. Even though that's what that stands
And are you going to regret that post? And I need to do some scrubbing and look back at my past and get rid of a lot of anything on social media.
Good luck with that. And once it's out, it's out
forever.
I don't know how you do it.
Anyway.
All right.
Well, speaking of bad sportsmanship and everything else, what we have, Marmol was thrown out. Was the Cubs manager thrown out too in the first inning?
No. It was the all Cardinals. It was Ian Happ swinging the bat so far around that he caused stitches in the head of Wilson
Contreras.
Wilson Contreras has been pounding the Cardinals. I'm sorry, the Cubs. He's been hitting like crazy against his former team.
I see.
So for him, even though I do not think Ian Happ had any ill intention, it was like, you just took my best player against you out. So Miles Michaelis threw at his head, then threw at his butt, and hit him in the butt, which is a gentle way to say, not going to hurt you, but you can't do that, my guy. And baseball has done that forever. So the umpires threw him out without a warning. It's always a warning, then you're kicked out. So to go straight from 0 to 60 without a warning, that's unusual. So everybody got kicked out. Cubs just blew apart. The Cardinals 10-3 wasn't even competitive, and Cubs are going for a sweep.
Well, I like John Rooney's summary. Cubs win 10-3. Should we hit that? Recap?
On the Cardinals station, we don't really care to hear.
Okay.
It's the Cubs win 10-3. The Cubs are playing.
I think it's interesting. Of course, I'm over on US 105.9.
He tempered it a lot.
Okay.
On the air, he said, if you just want to give the Cubs the division, just give it to them. And that's very unusual for
Wow.
It was for baseball rules and how the game is played for 150 years. You don't do that without a warning. And the guy made a dramatic, you're out of the game. It was just like, it's all about me. Look at me. I'm just throwing the guy out because I'm a big umpire.
Yeah.
The show is not about the umpire.
That's right.
So there should have been a warning as the baseball unwritten rules go. You got to tell a guy. And the bottom line is the Cardinals didn't react well. The Cubs have won 6 in a row. They might not lose again. They might win the rest of their games next 2 months. Who knows?
That'd be awesome.
Cubs are hot. So you can hear them all on US 105.9 for Chicago. But the way this series goes, I wouldn't get relaxed on the Cardinals. The Cardinals can come back because the rivalry is such. But I didn't like the Cardinal reaction last night. They didn't have the fire they should have had after that.
Andrew Kisner got a couple of homers.
Trying to show them that the Wilson Contreras, that they might be interested in trading after 3 months. There's that.
Really?
Nobody's going to take Wilson Contreras because he's not a very good catcher defensively. Pretty good hitter, but his catching isn't very good. And everybody said that. That's why at the trade deadline last year, Cubs couldn't trade him for anything.
I see.
Because people said he's not a great catcher. But anyway, so if Andrew Kisner's smelling it, thinking, you know what, I might have a shot here, let me just hit a couple home runs, which is what he did. Otherwise, Cubs dominated 10-3 over the Cardinals. Game 2 of the 4-game set tonight. The Cubs are absolutely in this thing and could make a wild card. They could win this division.
Yep.
I mean, they are hot as heck, and they're just blowing people away. And last couple of weekends, they've had 6 in a row over the Cardinals and the White Sox, and away they go in Game 2 tonight.
It's a 7:15 start. You can hear it here on ESPN 93.5. If you're a Cardinal fan, Cubs fans are over on US 105.9. You want to be together with some of the fans, Pius is the choice. 1609 West Springfield Avenue.
They're both fans out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is a blast watching any games there at Pius. Cleveland over the White Sox 6-3. It's a 6:10 start today. And when it comes to USA and Portugal in the FIFA Women's World Cup, that's Tuesday, the 1st at 2 a.m.
How can you possibly stay up to 2?
I know.
As retirement approaches, eliminating your house payment can seem, obvious. But is paying off your mortgage the right decision? Well, the experts at Busey Wealth Management and Busey Home Mortgage say it depends. If you keep the mortgage, your retirement savings remain intact, and you receive a tax deduction. You'll have to carry the financial burden with you through retirement. Experts suggest keeping the mortgage if you plan to sell your home, you have a high mortgage but little equity, or you have recently refinanced. Pay off the mortgage if you have enough money to cover it. if your retirement income is significantly reduced, if you want the peace of mind. Busey experts advise against paying off your mortgage if it requires dipping into your 401k or reducing retirement contributions. You may end up paying or losing more than you save when you consider taxes. Plus, you could lose your employer's matching contribution. The bottom line is go see Busey. They'll guide you every step of the way. Stop by one of their many convenient locations. Call 800-67-BUSEY or visit Busey.com to get started today. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. Busey, equal housing lender.
Bronny James released and back at home. That was a scare for LeBron.
Cardiac arrest for an 18-year-old?
I know it.
And what does that mean? Is he come back like the kid from Buffalo? Right. The Bills? I don't. It's just frightening. It's just so.
DeMar Hamlin reached out actually. When
I would think so. Same kind of unbelievable. All right, check your Fox Business Minute. Be right back. It is 8:20 on this Friday, July 28.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
The PCE price index, an inflation reading closely watched by the Federal Reserve, rose 0.2% in June. For the year ending in June, the increase is 3%. Core inflation, which excludes food and energy, rose 4.1%. The improvement was better than expected, though still not near the Federal Reserve's goal of 2%. Also, Americans were making more and spending more in June. Personal incomes rose 0.3%. Spending increased 0.5%. Intel shares are rallying. The chipmaker's quarter was better than predicted, and it's seeing demand for its artificial intelligence products. Procter & Gamble's earnings were upbeat. It was able to raise prices, and it's continuing to see brand loyalty. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola. Invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network.
Hey everyone, it's Kennedy, and you can listen to my podcast, Kennedy Saves the World. It's going 5 days a week right here on the Fox News Podcast Network. We're bringing you all the fan favorites. Party Swap, Kennedy's Court, even a Kennedy Saves the World happy hour. Listen on Spotify, Apple, FoxNewsPodcast.com, or wherever you download podcasts.
Kennedy Saves the World. America's listening to Fox News.
The 5th Annual Crystal Lake Park Art Fair is August 5th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in partnership with 40 North. Crystal Lake Park transforms into an art fair at the large pavilion near the lake house. Over 40 regional artists will have their works on display and for sale. It's a great chance for you to buy a holiday gift or give your place a new look. Support area art on August 5th at the Crystal Lake Park Art Fair. For details, visit urbanaparks.org.
Hi, I'm Steve with Restoration Urban Ministries, and we have a desperate need. We have a building that's coming down, and we have to put up another one. But we have you, and we have God on our side. So August the 12th, we are going to have at Hessel Park in Champaign, family, food, and fun. We're going to have 5 to 10 different church bands playing. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have testimonies. We're going to have food. We're going to have sausages and barbecue and corn on the cob, all kinds of summertime treats. And we're going to have a lot of fun going on. We have different games for the kids. So we're counting on you to come and join us and participate and help us raise money for a new building in Jesus' name. You can come and visit us at www.restorationurbanministries.org. Family, food, and fun at Hessel Park, August the 12th. We'll see you there.
Want on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Tapman's Towing is looking for you. If you want a career with a great local company, it's Tapman's Towing, paying top dollar for experience. If you have an excellent driving record, good oral and written communication skills, are willing to work hard and want to be paid top dollar, visit tapmanstowing.com. Tapman's is looking for CDL drivers, record drivers, and dispatchers. Work with a local company that rewards hard work. Tapman's Towing. Visit tapmanstowing.com to apply today.
Tapman's Towing.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Minnesota and PJ Fleck, there's been some scuttlebutt, whether it's true or not. That's what we're into right now. It happened at Northwestern, as we know, and of course the whole Harbaugh thing was related to COVID and illegal communication with recruits, and then he lied about it, whatever happened. So apparently there were things going on there that other players have called toxic. Now, keep in mind, we're in a woke generation. And so if I tell somebody, get your butt in gear and do some work and don't keep pulling the team down, is that toxic? What do we define it? I mean, we're in a time where you hurt somebody's feelings, it's toxic, and I can't believe you would talk to me that way, and my feelings are hurt and I need a place to go to recover. Really? Right. But then again,
you think of how we grew up and there was hazing around us.
I mean, you go back to the 50s, 60s, and 70s. What they did killed people.
I know.
And they're still doing some of that.
And the racial issues back in the day and all of that.
Didn't a kid at U of I, they duct taped his hands to whiskey and he died, I thought.
Yeah.
I mean, or was that here or this? Anyways, college does stupid stuff all the time.
Especially in the Greek system, I have kind of been known for that because they kind of want you to really be dedicated to whatever house that you're,
brother or sisterhood. Women never have done that. Women don't really do anything.
I think there's some mean girl stuff going on. I just was
But they don't duct tape girls' hands to whiskey bottles.
No. I mean, I was a pledge sister for Tappa Mega Kega, and I felt a thigh, but that's as far as it went.
See, that offends me, and I need to put your whole studentship on probation because that offended me.
I just used up all my Greek system jokes in one bit.
I never ever was attracted to it. Not that it was wrong. I just wasn't so independent. I just couldn't really conform.
It was a lot. And when I tried to rush my first freshman year at Eastern, it was a lot. There wasn't a lot from me. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this on my own.
I never got that far to look into it. But I remember the guys carried around axe handles. That was part of the initiation.
Right.
Wherever you went to have an axe handle.
That's right. Okay. And in case somebody, a senior bumped into you, you had to have it or whatever on campus.
Yep. Anyway, so so whether Minnesota's got problems, I don't know. Does that bring out the other people? Is it truly hazing? How would you define hazing? What is the line? That's going to change for everybody. What you have people do isn't singing in front of grown people humiliating and belittling, and you made me say, and I was so humiliated. It's toxic. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think it was singing.
I don't think it was singing. But you got to tell me about, the drug test. It's what they're alleging at Minnesota. The Gophers, if you had enough Fleck coins, you got over the problem that you flunked the drug test.
Right.
Tell me about that. Aren't you cheating if you're flunking drug tests? And
But what do you have to do to get the coin? Do you have
I don't
know. If you're a football player, do you have to have a lot of sacks or whatever?
I don't know, schmooze the coach? Tell on everybody? Be a snitch?
It's probably, I got 5 sacks in that game.
So I got coins.
I'm going to get 5 coins. And now if I, puff on a marijuana joint at that party, he's going to let me off.
That'll cost you 3 coins.
Right.
No. Well, isn't that inequality, though? Aren't we all supposed to be the same?
Well, I'll try to play better so you can get the coins.
That's not fair.
I mean, it's
I'm trying my best. I give you everything. And all you do is disrespect me and humiliate me. I don't know, man.
To me, the athletes and the marijuana, that's a topic on its own. Because a lot of people don't want to have pain. They want to get to rest.
No, you can do that with alcohol, too. You can't drink. If the coach says you can't drink, I don't care if it's legal. Legal and being on a team are completely different.
Right.
I mean, you can get in trouble for social media. That's not illegal. But if I tweet something mean about my teammates, you're in trouble with your team.
Right.
So there's a lot of stupid things we all have done when we were younger.
Sure.
But there's team rules. If you're up all night at a party, you broke the team rule. Not illegal, but you broke the team rules. So you have consequences. Well, take that back. We used to have consequences for bad behavior, but that apparently has gone by the wayside in America. News.
Morning therapy.
Sports
Sounding
and weather.
good. Hear it back at StevieJay.com on our podcast.
I sure feel better after the morning. I just vent.
That's right.
8:29.
You spend half of your life indoors. That's half of your life underneath your roof. Who do you trust to keep you safe and dry underneath it? The name to remember is Roof Doctors. Roof Doctors understands the harsh weather conditions that your roof endures because they're a family and locally owned business. From your community, for your community, the doctors who make the house calls, Roof Doctor, at roofdoctors.com or phone 328-7529. Rest easy under a roof that's been treated by Roof Doctors.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Former President Trump calls it election interference at the highest level. 3 new criminal charges over classified documents.
The 45th president and GOP presidential frontrunner now faces an additional count of willful retention of national defense information, along with 2 new additional counts of obstruction. Trump is now formally accused of asking a Mar-a-Lago staff member to erase camera footage in an attempt to obstruct the probe into classified documents that wound up at his Palm Beach, Florida resort.
Fox's Ashley Strohmeyer, that employee now faces charges. The Senate passes a defense spending bill that has Republican opposition in the House.
This sets up a showdown between the two chambers when Congress returns from August recess, as there's likely to be debate over amendments related to social issues, such as the military's funding for travel expenses for service members to get abortion services.
Fox's Ryan Schmelz. The Senate vote was 86-11. America's listening to Fox News.
Logan, everyone, let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity, and the excessive heat warning continues on. And as we have talked about, the atmosphere not completely capped off, and once again, a couple of showers, thunderstorms over parts of the area. They'll be with us here for the next few hours. Take a break and come back in later on this afternoon on Strictly Hit Edmond Spaces. Use care and caution. Up to 97 today. Heat index up past 105. Gusty south-southwesterly wind, though, should help a little bit. Warm and muggy tonight. Couple of clusters of thunderstorms around the evening. More so after midnight. There may be some heavy rain and severe weather lurking to the north on the overnight. Low down to 74. Tomorrow, hot and humid, variably cloudy. Couple of showers and thunderstorms in the morning and again into the early to mid-afternoon. Couple of good downpours expected in spots with a high around 90. Cooler, less humid tomorrow night and into Sunday as well. Sunshine at 86. Highs in the middle 80s. A more comfortable weather pattern for Monday and Tuesday next week. Couple of thunderstorms by Wednesday next week, and high temperatures back up close to 90 degrees. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
By now, you've all heard the expression, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 for PDR Automotive. They are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR. But who are they? They, the PDR staff, understand that a name is only as good as the people that represent it. The PDR staff has more than 335 years of combined automotive experience. Several employees now on staff for more than 25 years. PDR, more than just a name. Family owned and operated, now celebrating over 50 years in business.
It feels good to support the people who support our community. And over the years, you'd be hard-pressed to find a company and a family more dedicated to Champaign-Urbana than Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling. The Comet family loves getting behind important causes like the Don Moyer Boys and Girls Club that helps kids facing challenges. Pepsi-Cola Champaign-Urbana Bottling stands just as tall when fellow team members like Mary faces challenges. Mary, the very heart and soul of the operation, receives some unmatched support and love from her fellow co-workers when she faced some rather severe health challenges. Mary is better now, and so is the team. Looking for a new place to work? Applications are being accepted for commercial drivers. Have you got a CDL? Make it happen at PepsiColaCU.com. Look under the More header. Click on Employment Opportunities. PepsiColaCU.com. Equal Opportunity Employer.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Hi, I'm Katie Landers from Fisher, your new Champaign County Fair Queen.
I'm Mackenzie Holst from St. Joe, your little miss. I can't wait to eat all the great fair food.
Thursday, July 27th is 4-H Day with big monster trucks in action at 7 p.m. Brothers Osborne will take the stage with Matt Stell on Friday, July 28th at 7:30 p.m. Wrap up the festivities on Saturday, July 29th with the tractor and semi-truck pulls. Get all the details at champaigncountyfair.cc.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
All right, we'll play the John Rooney recap here coming up.
I think we should.
We will.
He sums it up nicely at the beginning of the game. Like I said, it would be me that's getting all the food for everybody, getting nestled in, and missed it all in the first inning of people getting kicked out and all that.
Mentioned this yesterday. I don't know if you saw Mitch McConnell. He was at a little press briefing. And then he froze up.
Right. And then he needed help walking away. I was hearing from a listener yesterday.
So it has brought to the forefront, I said it, and then hours later it was national news. I don't think there's a correlation. Anyway, I said, it's too old. You're just too old. I don't care who you are. And so now that question.
He's 81.
Well, I mean, you've got Dianne Feinstein's like 87, and she has to be told, like.
She's 90.
Dianne Feinstein's 90?
I just searching age.
She needs
Biden's 80.
She needs help in
Nancy Pelosi was 83.
She's told what she needs to do. She's not capable. What you just say is, listen.
We need to cap it out.
We just need to say when you're 80, we're going to let you retire.
Right. And if you're in, obviously you're gonna.
Well, let's look at the list of old people.
It's the grandfather clause, literally.
Chuck Grassley, Bernie Sanders, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell. Most of them are senators. The House has gotten a smidge younger. I think the average age in the House is 58. But the Senate average age? Goodness, it's got to be 68? I don't know. The average age in our U.S. Senate, so serve till you're 80. Can we just decide on a number and just say, God bless you, you've done great. Yeah, time to go home. I said time to go home.
Average age is 57.9, down from 58.9.
I think that's in the House.
Oh, and that was in 21-22.
Yeah, I think the Senate is much more aged, and certainly the most prominent people are in their 80s.
The new Senate median age is 65.3.
Okay.
Up from 64.
You must have a few 50-some guys that are ruining the whole thing, but there's too many people in their 80s. And I don't care, you can call it ageism, whatever you want, but at some point, for those roles, there are better people with better ideas. I just think just have to cycle in, cycle out. I'm a term limit guy, always have been.
It speaks to the name recognition when you're voting. It's like, oh yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah, well, they also have $1 zillion because all they do is
that's true.
Campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So you go try and beat a $40 million war chest for campaigning, and you got $180.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to really go well for you. It's just institutionalized stuff, and I just don't think it's wise of America to have the same people doing the same things. And frankly, the bureaucracy of government with the same people as a career in Washington, with that only growing, is it a good idea to have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people working in government, shouldn't that be kind of a service? Shouldn't you go in for 10 years and get all your stuff, benefits, everything?
Yes,
and
please.
And year 8, you transition, somebody else goes in and does, quote, service.
And then you don't think, I'm on the gravy train, I don't really have to do that anymore.
It is just dynamically, it'd be healthier if we changed out everything. It'll never happen. Because once you have a government job, and, government jobs are government jobs. They're a little different. They're just less urgent than the private sector. That's just a fact. And so we pay very well. The benefits are incredible. When you pay in government, which is essentially, I'm funding it, it's my tax dollars. When you pay government workers what you can't pay in private, it'd make you say, well, maybe that's a little too aggressive. Maybe that's too good of a deal. I mean, if I had it, I wouldn't be saying that. Right? If I had that job, I wouldn't say that. I'd say I work very hard for my money. What are you saying? You're just in. Right. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you haven't been in private, it's completely different. And that's my choice.
Right.
I mean, I certainly.
And again, when you're voting for this term limits, it's not you. It's the generations to come.
I would tell
you still got the cake deal.
I would tell the people that are there that it doesn't affect you. It'd be for the next generation, where you could serve. Let's just pick it, 10 years or 2 terms in the Senate, 5 terms in the House. You get 2 terms as president, and that's it. And say, listen, this might not even affect us till 2050, because all you have to be cycled out. When you're out, then the new deal comes in. And I just, if you're just, you can't tell me that Mitch McConnell
who froze for what, 18 seconds?
Yeah,
this says he was 81.
He is 81. Mitch McConnell's 81, but he froze like something's going, like a stroke or something.
Unable to start talking again. But
it was
helped him move away from the lectern.
It was
hospitalized in March for the concussion.
Barrasso, Dr. Barrasso, he's a medical doctor who walked up. He's a senator, and he said, "Mitch, do you have anything more to say, or do you want to go back to your office?" And it was like you'd see at home somewhere where you ask them if they're ready for dinner, they want to go lie down.
Right.
Listen,
abruptly stopped speaking, stood silently for
I am all for term limits and or aging out and saying, thank you very much. Here's the gold watch. You did amazing. And just send him home. You would really, really, I think, have a healthier government if you had the idea that it truly is service and it's not supposed to be a career forever, because you can't tell me that Dick Durbin or Mitch McConnell have the best ideas for 45 years? There's no way. It's a power thing. And I get it. It's
Mitch
a lot of money.
McConnell first elected in 1984.
Yeah. I mean, these guys, Joe Biden got in the House of Representatives in 1972. You're telling me for 51 years, Joe's been the best representative for Delaware? I don't think so. I think it should be a service thing. You go to the military and you serve, you come home.
Yeah.
Military, if you want to stay in, and many choose to do it, it's an honorable deal, big deal. You're protecting our nation. But in politics, I think there should be a cycle inside. Why do we term limit the president? Well, we want the same guy. Well, same thing in the Senate and the House. We don't same people.
You know how when you search things, there's more stories that come up. Dianne Feinstein gets confused, has to be told to just say aye.
No, I know.
On the vote.
It's sad. And we're putting her through all that. We should just say enough's enough and have some sort of an amendment that says there's a point which she shouldn't be serving.
Yeah.
842-217-359-2255. You can always text in. Here's what one shopper said about Pard's Western Shop in Urbana, 306 North Maple, between Maine and University. He said, sure, you can find boots at some big box stores, but nothing like Pard's selections. They're unique, they're local, and they have an excellent store. So many people that visit Pard's in Urbana say the same thing. Pard's in Urbana, 306 North Maple. You can find the best boots in the world and shop local. Visit pards.com. Pards.com.
Hi, this is Chris Jackson with Kramer Siding and Window. And whatever your project, you can count on Kramer Siding to offer you the best products backed by the best warranties in the business, as well as Central Illinois employees dedicated to providing you with professional installation and a lifetime of great customer service. And right now, you can save 10% on roofing, sunrooms, and decks, get 15% off gutter helmet, and you can save 25% on preservation siding, windows, and doors. So call today or visit us at kramersiding.com and let's get started on your project.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Springfield area attorneys. 2815 Old Jacksonville Road, Suite 103, Springfield, Illinois, 62704.
All right, sports headlines. Cubs get the Cardinals last night.
Yep, that final was 10-3 yesterday. It's a 7:15 start here on ESPN 93.5 and over on US 105.9. If you're a Cubs fan, let's get your Redbird recap.
With Ricky Horton, I'm John Rooney. Last night, Miles Michaelis was kicked out of the game after hitting Ian Happ with a pitch with 2 outs in the first inning. And this is after Happ hit Contreras with a backswing, and Contreras, with a cut on his head, had to leave the game. Things went south from there for the Cardinals, losing 10-3.
Cardinals lost their manager, their starting catcher, and their starting pitcher in about 10 minutes. And unfortunately for the Cardinals, they couldn't overcome that. Cardinals bullpen was not very good. They gave up a lot of runs, a lot of hits, and the Cubs have a red-hot offense right now, and it showed up at Busch Stadium last night.
The Cubs, when they needed it, put the ball in play much better than the Cardinals did, even though Tyler O'Neill had a good game, and so did Andrew Kisner, hitting 2 home runs.
One of them went into Big Mac land for Andrew Kisner. He really showed well, replacing Contreras, and Tyler had a terrific night.
The Cardinals go with Jordan Montgomery tonight. We're on the air at 6:20. Ricky will have the lineups at 7:05. I'll bring you the first pitch at 7:15 as the Cardinals play the Cubs, game 2 of the 4-game series.
I think the dominoes will start falling on the trade deadline, which is Monday night. If not this weekend, certainly all day Monday. It's going to be a busy trading for the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm going to say the over-under is 4. At least 4 Cardinals will be traded away. And for what? Prospects, probably. Cardinals need young arms. All kinds of rumors out there. We'll see what happens and what players are gone. As of Monday, not a very good year for the Cardinals.
Right. What about bringing people up that are in the organization already?
Well, I mean, they must feel like you bring a guy up that's done well too early, and it's like, uh-oh. It's amazing. These talented people can lose confidence very quickly, and then they get beat. I remember Dakota Hudson, 2-3 years ago, won 16 games, and he's not getting guys out very much anymore. Just, I don't know.
I see.
It's just, you don't want to bring a guy too young because then it's, he's lost his confidence. He can't throw, his arm hurts. I don't know. I don't know how they gauge when a kid's ready. A lot of guessing.
Right.
A lot of guessing.
Well, and you know, because your future son-in-law is under the Cincinnati Reds organization, and Jacob was moved up a few weeks ago.
Well, he was in early June. He got to go to AAA for 2 weeks. Did very well. The guy got better, so the spot. And some of the guys he played in AAA are now with the Reds. So it's when you get to AAA, it's right on the doorstep of getting to the big leagues.
I wish he would have made it.
Well, you know what? Someday maybe we'll get the call saying it's 5 p.m. They're playing in Texas tomorrow, and he's on the team. Because usually the clubs try and put the kid in the first game because they know the family's there. Mm-hmm. So someday maybe we'll get that shot. It'd be really fun.
Right.
He's had a great year. Jacob Hurtubise has had a great year. And we'll see what happens, but, you know, it's a tough business with a lot of very good athletes.
Right. Cleveland over the Chicago White Sox 6-3. It's a 6:10 start. And that's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Hey, where are you headed?
To Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola.
What do they have there?
What don't they have there? Living room furniture, benches, chests, love seats, sectionals, tables, bedroom sets, hutches, nightstands, end tables, cabinets, mirrors, stools, clocks, lamps, pillows, rugs, desks, media consoles, patio furniture, Tempur-Pedic mattresses, and more.
So, everything.
Yeah, probably could have just said that.
Kelsey Furniture, quality for less.
Urbana's Market at the Square has been cultivating a vibrant scene in CU since 1979. Get to know your farmers bringing locally harvested honey, crafts, jewelry, art, fresh cut flowers, plus produce including fresh leafy greens and root vegetables, fresh baked treats, and a wide selection of proteins. Going on now, every Saturday, 7 a.m. till noon, rain or shine at Illinois and Vine, it's Urbana Market at the Square. Find Urbana Market on Facebook or urbanamarket.org.
Racing, racing, racing.
Farmer City Raceway is your local award-winning dirt track with exciting Friday night lights illuminating the late models and modifieds going for the checkered flag for the win. Make arrangements to get in on the camping with great price points for pit passes and young fans, as well as veterans. Friday nights, the hot laps start at 6:30, then qualifying and racing action. Don't miss out on the fun at Farmer City Raceway. For details, visit farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity, and the heat wave weather pattern expected to peak across our part of the Midwest and Corn Belt for the day today. Use care and caution. At the same time, that atmosphere is weakening up aloft, and the ability to still generate a couple of thunderstorms, as we've seen in spots this morning, continues on as well. We'll get into it later on this afternoon with a shower thunderstorm in spots, but apart from that, excessive heat warning continues on. The high around 97. Peak heat index to about 105. Gusty southwest wind. We'll see a warm, humid, muggy night tonight. Late night readings down into the mid-70s with a couple of thunderstorms around early, more so late. And any of these storms, especially north of Champaign later on tonight and maybe tomorrow morning around here, could be locally strong and have some heavy rainfall. The high tomorrow around 90 with showers and thunder in the morning, a lesser chance in the afternoon. Humidity drops tomorrow night and pleasant weather for the day Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Highs up near 86 with sunshine on Sunday, middle 80s Monday and Tuesday. Brief spell of heat for mid next week and then another pattern shift to cooler and wetter. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgay.
If you're looking for a pre-owned car, truck, or van, look no further than Sarah Champagne. You know them for their 5 incredible vehicle brands, the BMW, Honda, Subaru, Buick, and GMC. But did you know they also have over 100 used cars, trucks, and vans in stock right now? And at Sarah Champagne, they will take care of you. You can trust them. And prices begin at under $2,000. Stop by Sarah Champagne. They're at Burwash and Savoy, or go online, sarahchampagne.com. That's Sarah, SERRA, champagne.com.
Hi, I'm Steve with Restoration Urban Ministries, and we have a desperate need. We have a building that's coming down, and we have to put up another one. But we have you, and we have God on our side. So August the 12th, we are going to have at Hessel Park in Champaign, family, food, and fun. We're going to have 5 to 10 different church bands playing. We're going to have speakers. We're going to have testimonies. We're going to have food. We're going to have sausages and barbecue and corn on the cob, all kinds of summertime treats. And we're going to have a lot of fun going on. We have different games for the kids. So we're counting on you to come and join us and participate and help us raise money for a new building in Jesus' name. You can come and visit us at www.restorationurbanministries.org. Family, food, and fun at Hessel Park, August the 12th. We'll see you there.
Enjoy free yoga at Urbana Park District's Meadowbrook Park each Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. No experience needed. All are welcome. Bring comfortable clothes and your yoga mat or a towel. Instructors can modify the exercises to your experience level. Yoga is a great way to exercise and refresh the mind and soul. Make new friends or bring friends. Saturday mornings from 9 to 10 at Meadowbrook Park. Learn more at urbanaparks.org.
If you are someone who has air conditioning, you need to thank God.
Mm-hmm.
Thank the Lord that you are blessed because there are so many people in the world. What do you have in Louisiana? They gave you AC.
Air circulation.
It's a fan.
A big old fan
Yeah.
hanging down. Do you want to rent this one out, Diane? This one's good.
Yeah.
Air circulation.
Mm-hmm. Listen, we need to be thankful for our blessings because we got a bunch.
Well, and it makes you think of the elderly in your neighborhood, and the pets too. They can't be out a whole lot.
No,
and you got to have the water ready.
I mean, they shut the county fair till 4 today because of the heat.
That's right.
I mean, we could all jammed in Kessler Hall and been fine because that's air conditioning.
You're right, and there are a lot of great displays. In fact, I put the spotlight on Ava Price in Tolono in the paper I write for the Southern Champaign County today, and she got like 6 awards, 2 and 1 in entomology, this display that she's going on to state. There's so much talent in our area when it comes to the 4-H kids, so congratulations on them having a good week at the Champaign County Fair.
So enjoy because it closes out tomorrow.
It closes out tomorrow with the truck and tractor pulls, the semi-poles, things like that. But tonight, of course, Brothers Osborne with special guest Matt Stell, and we had a bunch of concert ticket winners thanks to US 105.9.
Yep. Okay, so again, tonight, wear the cool clothes.
Yes.
And the stuff that doesn't show sweat.
Oh, we're going to have a lot of tank shirts, a lot of Daisy Duke ripped shorts, and a lot of boots out there from Pards. It's going to look good.
They'll still be flying the Pards boots.
Yes.
You might have Pards boots from 1975.
And
That's how good those
still
boots
going.
are. Oh, they're still going.
Oh, I'm telling you,
got
so
it.
comfortable and just move with it. It is a fun scene.
Yep.
I love it.
Yep. We were at the family reunion last weekend in Ohio and went to a little store that had boots, but on the other side of the store were puppies, and you could buy puppies. And so everybody was over there holding a puppy. So we were holding a little Yorkshire, which is very comparable to what we have with the Morkies.
Uh-huh.
And, you just put it, it's very difficult to put it down.
I know.
And they just are so cuddly. And
They're so sweet.
And so this was it's a retail place. And so you're not sure of what's.
Yeah, the puppy farm stuff.
Yeah. So we did, ask, thinking this guy costs $800, $2,450.
Whoa!
So our emotions quickly turned to reality.
Here's your puppy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I love you. Not gonna do that one. $2,450, and then we say, well, how much for this one? $2,450.
It's crazy.
That's way too much.
Right.
Okay, it depends. If you have a stock and you know the backgrounds and these are champion people, you can charge a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But at a retail place, okay. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the weekend. Aiden's going to be 20 on Sunday.
Oh, my goodness.
So he's wanting to road trip to Indy. I don't know.
Well, you have fun with your son, who's no longer a teenager.
But he still wants Matchbox cars, though.
Matchbox cars are fun. Baseball cards are, too.
Exactly.
God bless Aiden and you and Mike and your whole family.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week.
That's right. Enjoy the weekend.
Diane Ducey, I am Stevie Jay. Thank you for listening. Have a blessed weekend.
Let Max Twin City Recycling pay you for your junk metal items. As the weather begins to heat up, now is a great time to put cash in your pocket for the steel, copper, brass, and aluminum items you've been meaning to get rid of. We've recently added a large concrete pad to make unloading quicker and cleaner for our customers. Visit us on North Lincoln Avenue, just north of I-74, or at maxrecycling.com.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weaver's Flooring and Furniture Gallery. Take a look around your home. Is it finally ready for some much-needed updates? If you don't know where to start, then just meet with one of our experts. We'll help you find the perfect waterproof plank floor for your kitchen or that stain-resistant, super soft carpet for your bedroom. Finish your room update with a custom sofa and chairs, or choose a trendy in-stock dining set that's priced right. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
Hi, this is Kirk Lehman with Aftershock Decals and Design, and right now we are looking for an honest, hardworking individual that wants a career with Aftershock Decals and Design. If you have any kind of experience wrapping vehicles, tinting windows, we want you. You can't touch this. No, not that kind of wrapper. Can't touch this. Please go to our website at aftershockdd.com, click on the Jobs tab, and send in your resume. We want you. aftershockdd.com.
Join the Champaign Parks Foundation for a fun evening of food, socializing, and entertainment at the iHotel and Conference Center with Champaign Park District's Youth Scholarship Fund to benefit from the new Ties and Tennies Gala. It's coming up on Thursday, September 14th, and you'll enjoy dueling pianos, a plated dinner, complimentary wine and beer, live and silent auction, and featured speaker Team USA Paralympian sitting volleyball player Nicole Millage. Learn more details. Visit champaignparks.org.
Racing, racing, racing! Farmer City Raceway is your local award-winning dirt track with exciting Friday night lights illuminating the late models and modifieds going for the checker flag for the win. Make arrangements to get in on the camping with great price points for pit passes and young fans, as well as veterans. Friday nights, the hot laps start at 6:30, then qualifying and racing action. Don't miss out on the fun at Farmer City Raceway. For details, visit farmercityracing.com. You'll buy the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Experience food, drinks, and fun at the grand reopening of Champaign's favorite sports bar, Pia's. Whether you're up for their famous Slugger Burger, never-ending nachos, having a drink with your friends, or watching your favorite sports team, Pia's has you covered. After the forced renovation undergone on the local pub, it's the perfect time to celebrate a return to normal and bring the community together. Don't miss the grand reopening at Pia's, 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign.
Curtis Orchard. Randy explains.
So this is the time of year that we're looking for enthusiastic, energetic employees for our family business to greet our guests. It's an important position anytime you're an employee at our business because you represent our family to the public. So we want friendly, enthusiastic people who have the same values that we have, which is caring for people and giving them a great experience while they're out at the farm. You can visit curtisorchard.com and apply online today.
During challenging times, family and health come first. This is Starla Carr with Provident Financial Group. Many of us have spent the past year feeling a little bit out of control. There are steps you can take to help plan for a better financial future. Now is the time to take action and create a financial plan that's right for you. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA, SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
It's Emily Atkins. She owns something called Happy Healing. Tell me about what you have planned coming up.
September 9th, we have our spiritual spa day. We have 3 wellness practitioners coming. We have Brenda, who does sound bowl healings with crystal bowls, Drea, who does facials, and we have Emily, who does massages. So we'll be selling tickets, and so you'll have a half hour of each, and then I'll be there and we can make candles too. You can go to the website, happyhealing.us.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.